Hey everyone, welcome to our group once again. And so today I wanted to just sort of record a video of myself planning for Clean Week because I know that, the planning of the meals can be one of the hardest things that you do, especially if you're brand new to this. And this is really a lifestyle change that you're starting. So I want to teach you from the beginning how best to be able to plan out your meals for the week in a way that doesn't take forever, isn't like combing through hours of recipes and trying to figure out what you're going to eat, what your family's going to eat. I want to do this in a very practical way and share how I do it, and I want to use the Clean Week materials to do that so that you can kind of take what I'm showing you and copy it for your own as you prepare for Clean Week next week. So the first thing I have is I printed off the Clean Week meal planner template, and this is in the file section of our Facebook group. So you can go into the file section, and I think I called it Clean Week meal planner. You can click on that and you can just print it off so that you have it. This comes right from the guide that is in the Clean Week program materials. I just took it and I put it into a program I use called Canva and readjusted the size so that it was into a PDF format that could be easily printed off. So this is there in the file section for you. Now, if you have not looked at the meal plan yet, I'm going to actually share my screen with you for a minute to just give you a quick rundown of what it looks like if you haven't had a chance to look at it, or maybe you looked at it and it's confusing. So let me go ahead and share my screen. So now you should be looking at my desktop, and this is the actual Clean Week nutrition guide that comes with all your Clean Week materials. And I'm scrolling down to page 4. The first thing that you need to know is you have to choose which plan you're going to be on, either plan A or plan B. Now, it's very simple. They've simplified this for you. Plan A is if you weigh less than 185 pounds, you're on plan A. If you weigh more than 185 pounds, you're following plan B. Very simple to follow. So that's the first thing that you need to know. Then the second step is you have 7 recipes for each meal to choose from. Obviously, you're going to pick the ones that sound the best to you, but there are 7 different ones, and we're also going to be available to help you with some swaps that you can make. If there's like certain parts of it you like or certain things you're unsure of, or if you have a dietary restriction, we will help you make those swaps. But basically, on page 15 of this guide, you have all the recipes for 7 different types of meals. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here, and there's a sample meal plan. Basically, we're picking meals for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks if you're on plan B, or if you're on A and you just need a little bit more, that's okay too. And then your Shakeology we'll talk about a little bit separately. So this is the planner that I printed, and I'm going to go down here. I'm scrolling past all this stuff, and this is where the meals start. So you can see over here on the left, it says breakfast options, and there's 7 different breakfast options you have. Then we'll scroll down a little bit more and you see lunch options, and these are all your lunch options. And then finally dinner options, and these are all your dinner options, and Shakeology recipes follow that, and snacks. So that's what the guide looks like, and you have your own, so you can look at it. It's also in the file section of this page. So if you'd rather have a hard copy, you can print it off. But I want to explain to you kind of how I'm going to do this. So I'm literally going to plan out my Clean Week meals right now on this video so that you can see how it works. Now, generally, for me, I usually eat the same thing for breakfast every single morning. And for my lunches, they're pretty much the same. There's a little bit of a variation. So let's talk about breakfast first. For me, I typically drink my Shakeology every single morning for breakfast. The reason I do that is because it's fast, it's easy, I don't have time in the morning to prepare breakfast, and I like to be able to use my blender to put in some fruit and some spinach and some different things in it, and I don't have a blender at work. So if you're in that predicament, I'm going to tell you straight up that they give you the option of having your Shakeology as a snack, like a mid-morning snack or even later in the day snack. I am going to flip that, and I am going to put my Shakeology as my breakfast, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do for a snack option in the mid-morning to be able to help you. And I'll be honest too, I don't always need that mid-morning snack option. I need my snack option like after I get home from work, before dinner. So I'm going to share with you how I'm going to make that flip, because you can do the same. However, if you are making breakfast and you are able to do that in the morning, then please choose from the 7 breakfast options that are there. If I were to plan this with my breakfast as it is on the plan, I'm looking at the plan right now, I still would eat the same meal, because I kind of like to have the same thing for breakfast. I would choose the veggie egg scramble if I was going to have this for breakfast every day. And on the weekends, I probably will do that. So when I look at this for the veggie egg scramble, it is showing me that I need 2 large eggs, a cup of spinach, and a medium avocado. It also gives you the option of having it with a half a cup of roasted cubed sweet potato and 1 whole grain toast, slice of sprouted bread toast. Now, I am gluten-free, so I will skip on the toast, but I'm going to tell you that for this plan, if you are having, any of the bread options, you need to look for sprouted bread. Ezekiel is the brand that I used to buy when I was eating gluten. Ezekiel bread is a sprouted grain bread. It's better for you. The other option could be, if you really can't stand sprouted, or you've never had it, or you're unsure about it, sourdough is a second best option, because it is a fermented food, and fermented foods are good for your gut. So that's my 2 cents on that. But if you buy the Ezekiel sprouted bread, keep it in your freezer until you're ready to use it, because it goes bad quickly. And if you leave it out, you probably won't last the whole week. So if I was making this, I have my little notepad next to me where I put in my groceries. So I would write down eggs, because I need eggs to make this. And I would also write avocados, because I need avocados, spinach to put in there, and sweet potatoes. And then on my sheet for breakfast, I would simply write down veggie egg scramble with sweet potatoes. And I have written it in for Monday. Now, it's possible that you might say, I want to have that every single day of the week. So then just go ahead and put it in every single day of the week. You might say, I want to have that a couple days a week, but I also like the option of the yogurt parfait. Okay, then you would just add to your grocery list Greek yogurt with strawberries and peanut butter, and you would add that to your list. So go through and decide. It's totally fine to have the same thing all week if you want to. Now for me, what I'm going to do is I'm putting in my Shakeology every single morning for that. I alternate what I put in my Shakeology. I like to put in frozen cherries, so I'm going to add frozen cherries to my list. I mix it also sometimes with bananas, usually a couple times a week, so I'm going to add bananas to my list. And I'm also adding almond milk, because that's what I mix it with, almond milk and water, and almond butter, because I use almond butter. So I've added all that to my list. So that'll be my Shakeology for the entire week, adding that on. And then what I'd like to do to get my eggs in, since I'm not going to do the veggie scramble every morning, is I make it in egg cups. And so I will take the same scramble. You just put in whatever vegetables you want in with your scrambled eggs, and I pour that into a muffin tin. So I have little teeny tiny egg muffins. You can eat 2 of those for 1 serving, and I can eat those on the go as a snack. And we will give you that recipe in the file section. Or actually I'll probably put it in the photos album section. So if you want to try those as a substitute for any of the breakfasts or as a snack, you have that option. Okay, moving on to lunch. Now for lunch, I typically eat a salad for lunch with a serving of fruit, or I sometimes have leftovers. But in this case, I'm going to look at the Clean Week lunch choices. So as I'm looking at these lunch choices, I've got to move my screen over so I can see both sets. I'm not a tuna fan, so I'm going to skip out on the tuna. That is not my thing. I love the protein-packed salad option that is there. And so for that one, it calls for raw baby spinach. Well, I already have spinach on my list. Chickpeas, so I'm going to add those. I love chickpeas. Add chickpeas. It also calls for a baked chicken breast. So I'm going to write chicken breast. And I often will make chicken breast for dinner the night before. And when I do that, I'll make extra. So then the next morning, all I have to do is slice it up. So make a couple extra chicken breasts. Or over the weekend, you can quickly bake up a whole set. If you're going to have this salad every day, you can make 5, 6 chicken breasts, 7 chicken breasts, and you'll have them for the week. So that's another option. Okay, I also need cooked quinoa. That's another thing I would probably make ahead of time, because you can make a big batch of quinoa and use it all week long. So quinoa, I'm adding raisins and sunflower seeds. And again, you could leave out any of these. If you hate raisins, leave them out. Or you can switch them for cranberries. And then I will need to make the balsamic dressing, which I will do ahead of time as well. And some of these things you already have in your pantry. Like I already have all the stuff to make the balsamic dressing. So check your pantry, see what you need, add them to your list. So I think on Monday and Wednesday and Friday, I'm going to have the protein salad. So I just wrote that in. I think I'm also going to have the turkey burger, because I love turkey burgers. So on Tuesday, I'm going to have the turkey burger lunch. So I'm writing that in on Tuesday. And so I'm going to write on here. And for turkey burgers, you can make your own if you want, or if you're pressed for time, at the store, they sell turkey burgers already made up. You can get those if you want. So I'm adding turkey burgers. I skip the bun, again, because I'm gluten-free. But if you need buns, you'd write that down. And it also gives you the option of a cup of broccoli. So I'm going to write broccoli. Now, you can swap out any vegetable for a steamed vegetable. You can do steamed broccoli, steamed cauliflower. You can do Brussels sprouts, asparagus, whatever type of vegetable you prefer. You could swap any of those out. So I think I'll have the turkey burger with the veggies on Tuesday. Looking over the other options for lunch to see what else I like. The chicken quinoa broccoli sounds good to me, so I think I'll have that one on Thursday. And I've already got quinoa on my list. I've already got chicken on my list. So chicken, quinoa, broccoli. I already have broccoli on my list, so I don't need to add anything else to my list for that day. And I probably will try the lentil quinoa salad over the weekend. So I'm going to put that on Saturday, lentil quinoa salad. And again, I'm going to add lentils to my list and romaine lettuce. Some of these are staples I buy every week anyway. Mandarin oranges it calls for, which sounds really good. And I already have avocado on my list, and I already have all this stuff for the dressing. And then on Sunday, probably what I'll do is have one of these other ones again. Like I might have a turkey burger or something again, so we'll put that in. Okay, so now I have my lunch for the week done and my breakfast. I'm drawing a line for the same, and my Shakeology. So now it's just time to plan dinner. Same thing, I'm scrolling down to the dinner options. And in the dinner options, she's got some really good ones, some really different things that you can have for dinner along with your side dishes. I love sweet potato fries. She has that served with like buffalo wings, but you could swap that out for a chicken breast if you didn't want to have a buffalo wing. She also has veggie burgers and fish. So I think what we'll do is I like to have the fish fresh. So on Monday I'll have fish, knowing that I will just bought it over the weekend. Halibut is what's on here, but again, you can swap it out for any white fish, really. I would stay away from tilapia because it is not the best fish for you. And I would also try and buy fresh, wild-caught fish and not the farm-raised fish, because those are often filled with lots of extra pesticides and chemicals and things that are not healthy for you. So try and buy a wild-caught white fish. And again, you can swap that out. So I'm going to do the halibut, which I like, with sweet potato and the veggies. And because I like to mix up my veggies, I think I'll have that with some asparagus. I'm going to add that to my list. Asparagus. And the halibut, I'm going to add that to my list. And I already have sweet potatoes on my list. So that will be Monday's dinner. Looking through, I think I'll do a veggie burger on Wednesday since I'm having a turkey burger for lunch on Tuesday. So veggie burger, again, you can even buy those already pre-made. You don't have to make them yourself. And I'm going to put the sweet potato fries with that. Feel free to swap out any of the sides with any of the main dishes. Okay, then I'm going to do on Tuesday the chicken, corn, and salad. So I'm going to add corn to my list. I already have, it says fresh corn. You can use frozen corn. I'm going to add peppers. I have pine nuts in the freezer, so I don't, or in the freezer, in the pantry, adding peppers. Okay, so that's that. I think I'll do the pork on Thursday, pork and beans. So I'm going to add pork tenderloin to my list. And then on Friday, I know I'm going to have leftovers because I'm going to be making for the family. So I'm going to call Friday leftovers. Okay, for the weekend, I think I'll try the shrimp and veggie pesto pasta on Saturday. Bring that down, so I need to get shrimp. And pasta is already in my pantry. And then on Sunday, I probably will have some type of maybe a fish again because we're going out. So a different white fish with veggies. So there you have it. I just planned out my week using the Clean Week recipes. Now, remember, these recipes are supposed to be very basic because Clean Week is all about getting you back into a routine if you've fallen out or getting you started. Now, there are swaps that you can make. Certainly, this has been designed to be very simple and not give you a gazillion choices because sometimes the more choices you have, the more overwhelming it is. So sure, you can swap out, if you buy a lean ground beef for a burger instead, you can absolutely swap that out. If you would like to swap out any of these things, there's probably an option for you. Please just let us know. But basically what I have done is just filled it out, and I've created my grocery list at the same time I don't know how long I've been recording, but I'm a little slower because I'm talking to you while I'm doing this, but literally in like 10 minutes, it's all planned out with my grocery list. So I'll take my list to the grocery store, I'll double check my pantry and make sure that I, might have some of these things already here, some of the staples that I can cross back off the list, but I'll go to the store and buy it. And then if anything you can prep ahead of time will help you. So oftentimes I will make like those egg cups I talked about over the weekend. They'll last me all week. I'll make the quinoa because literally you can make a pot of quinoa in no time while you're doing something else. It doesn't, have to be made while you're even cooking a meal. I'll usually make my chicken breasts ahead of time or make double if I'm having chicken for dinner the night before. Then I might make double so that I have it for my salad the next day. So these aren't things that take you forever to make. So that is meal planning using the Clean Week recipes. If you have any questions, please post below. Tell us how we can help you. Ask us if you need to know what swaps to make or things that you need to change or if you're wondering about anything. I did not talk about snacks, but there is the snack section in there. You can go through and pick whatever snacks you want. Generally for me, I usually have some type of fruit serving, or I'll have veggies and hummus for a snack. But you can go through and pick out the snacks you want. Now, if you are on Plan A, it doesn't call for a snack. However, if you find yourself hungry, I'd rather you eat a healthy snack than to be starving to death, because that's going to cause you then to overeat or to grab something that isn't a healthy choice. So use the snack if you need it. Some of you might, some of you might not. Everybody's body is different. So this plan is flexible in that manner. So hope that this helps, and we will come back later. We'll talk about how to mix your Shakeology for that. And that's all for now. So I'm off to the grocery store very soon. Talk to you guys all soon.